What is up, Insaners, and welcome to another video of the Fantasy Premier League 2022-23 season. In this one, we'll be covering 5 forwards to avoid for Game Week 1. Guys, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up if you like what you see today. You can also subscribe to the channel to catch up on all the preseason content and have a strong start to the season. Let's talk about the first forward, guys, and it's Darwin NUNEZ from Liverpool. Now, I'm sure you'll be wondering, he's a Liverpool forward, he could be a premium asset, so why do you have to avoid him? In all fairness to NUNEZ, guys, there's a huge rotation risk with Jota. There are high chances that he can share minutes with Jota. Of course, it is not yet to be seen, but things could change. Right now, I think I can be certain in saying that it's better to avoid him and look at other Liverpool alternatives like Diaz and Robertson, considering that you already would have Trent and Salah in your team. There's a big if in terms of NUNEZ and what will his position be in that Liverpool lineup. Of course, Liverpool haven't really played with a striker like NUNEZ in a long time, considering that they had Roberto Firmino playing as a false 9. Something to note here, guys, is that it's just a pick to avoid for Game Week 1. Of course, things could change deeper into the season where he might become an option. Looking at other Liverpool options, guys, players like Diaz and Robertson, they might be more nailed and give you more minutes on the pitch. In all fairness, guys, I think it's better to avoid him. Now let's talk about a second forward, DOMINIC Calvert-Lewin. We're talking about Dominic Calvert-Lewin here, guys. He's the Everton forward. Now again, he's priced at 8 million in FPL this season, and for me, I think, guys, it's a bit higher. This is considering the fact that he was out for most of the season last season. Whenever he played, he was not fully match fit and he couldn't perform to his potential. Guys, we've seen over the last couple of seasons that he's quite injury prone, and there are chances that he might not play a lot of this season as well. Of course, we can't predict injuries. He might have a much better season than last season, but considering the high price, considering the lack of fitness, lack of minutes, of course preseason could change that, but even lack of form for that matter, I think there are better alternatives out there. Someone in a similar price category is Gabriel Jesus, guys, who started with the bank for the Arsenal team in the friendlies. Another reason for avoiding Dominic Calvert-Lewin is that Everton don't really give you a lot of confidence in attack, and especially after Richarlison gone, it is yet to see what happens to their attack. So for all these reasons, guys, I'll probably avoid him at the start in Game Week 1. Now let's talk about another injury-prone striker, Patrick Bamford from Leeds. That's one of the biggest reasons that you should probably avoid him, guys. Similar to what Dominic Calvert-Lewin faced last season, Patrick Bamford was also out for majority of the last season. Even when he was on fire the season before, he was missing a lot of chances that the likes of Rafinha were creating for him. That might tell us that he's not a clinical finisher. Of course, he's still the best forward and probably the best finisher for the Leeds team, but a lot could change this season. Leeds have signed some players and they could bring him some attacking threat. He might be getting more chances, but that is all yet to be seen, guys. As far as we know right now, at this stage, I think it's better to avoid him, considering that they might not even have Rafinha. I mean, there are high chances that Rafinha might sign for Chelsea or maybe Barcelona and might not be a part of the Leeds setup. Considering that we have all these doubts in our head right now for Patrick Bamford, guys, I think it's best to avoid him. Now let's talk about the next pick. This might be a bit controversial. It's Kai Havertz from Chelsea. In my opinion, guys, Kai Havertz hasn't been a great FPL pick. I mean, not a very consistent FPL pick who would give you points on a regular basis. In fact, last season it was a bit tricky to catch his hauls, and somebody who caught it did definitely improve in rank. But again, you probably have to go through certain game weeks where he might blank, where he might play out of position, and right now it's a big if in terms of the Chelsea setup. If you look at Chelsea, guys, there are better attacking options in Mount, maybe even one of their defenders who could provide a lot of attacking threat along with clean sheet potential. So considering that you will be spending about 8 million on Kai Havertz, whose position is still yet to be known in the Chelsea setup, I think it's a big risk. As with the likes of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, in that 8 million price category, guys, there is a better option in Gabriel Jesus who you could go for. Now, something very interesting that we have to keep an eye on is which number 9 player or which striker might Chelsea sign this summer. In case if they sign somebody, his position might change, he might drift off to the left, but considering that Chelsea is also signing Sterling, I don't think so that'll be a possibility. So the question remains, will he start as a number 9, or will he get enough minutes for him to be a good, viable FPL option? Right now we don't know that, guys. So if we see anything in the preseason, guys, this prediction can change, but right now at this moment, I think Kai Havertz should be avoided. Now let's talk about a fifth forward to avoid for Game Week 1, guys, is RAÚL JIMENEZ from Wolves. I think you can pretty much understand why is there a Wolves striker in this lineup. Wolves are not really a very attacking team. I mean, they don't really score a lot of goals. Yes, they do create chances, but the finishing has been poor. Raúl Jimenez has been out of form. He's not been the same player since his injury, and that's a bit concerning. On top of that, guys, there is Wang. In case if Jimenez is out of form, Wang can very well take his place and take that spot in the Wolves setup. So for all these reasons, I think Jimenez is a big avoid, and you should probably look at other options, maybe a Wilson, maybe someone cheaper as well, to fit into your teams for Game Week 1. So guys, what are some of your forwards to avoid in Game Week 1? Which ones are you going for? Do let me know in the comments below. That'll be all from my side, guys, for this video. Do smash that like button if you enjoyed the video today. Please do subscribe to the channel as well for more preseason content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in Saners next time.